Darkcast Network. Out of the shadows comes the best of indie podcasts.
Welcome to the J Squared Horror Podcast, where two lifelong horror fans talk all things horror. Pour yourself your favorite drink and hang out. Here are your hosts, Josh and Jake.
Hey guys, welcome to the J Squared Horror Podcast. I'm Josh.
And I'm Jake.
And on today's exciting episode, what movie are we going to be discussing?
We are discussing 2023's VHS 85.
Yes, VHS 85 is a found footage anthology film in the VHS Shudder Originals. We covered the original one a while ago.
Yeah, we did.
Fell apart at our seams on that one, talking about like two different movies and different tapes. I feel like we're pretty solid in this one going into this one because it's the first VHS I've watched in a long time. As you know, on our social media, we changed it from 94 to 85 because 85 looks so much better. But before we get into this episode, what would we like to let anyone new or who haven't done yet know?
As always, like and subscribe on YouTube.
Pretty, please.
Also find us on Spotify.
We're on there.
As well as Apple.
We're on there.
And always Instagram.
You know it.
J Squared Horror Podcast. Link tree in the bio. New episodes every Thursday.
Every single Thursday, two lifelong horror fans decide to get together. We drink. And we talk all things horror. Whether it is movies, themes, or guest appearances, we like considering ourselves to be the most conversation-based podcast out there. We are considered a non-nuanced horror podcast, if you will.
Nuance free.
We are nuance free because we don't bring a lot of education to the horror world. That's you can find elsewhere. If you like talking and enjoying all things horror, follow along and enjoy us. If you have any recommendations or you want to be on the podcast, you can always go to www.jsquaredhorrorpodcast.com. There you can find easily clickable buttons to either be on the episode, request an episode idea, request trivia at your place of business, or right now, a pop-up comes up where you can purchase tickets to the Tidewater Horror Convention because we are going to be there in September 13th, 14th, and 15th. Let's see. What else did I want to mention? Keep listening in because we are also doing a giveaway for two, not one, but 2 weekend passes to the Tidewater Horror Convention.
2.
If you are following our social medias, you've already seen that. We don't know how exactly yet. We're still buttoning that up because we don't want it to be too easy because it is money out of our pockets. We are only affiliated with the Tidewater Horror Convention because we are big fans of theirs and we back them with our own money. So please keep listening in. And like I said, up until August, you'll know. We won't do anything past August because it's a little too close to the button. This does happen in September. What I'd also like to mention real quickly is we are a part of the Darkcast Network.
Woo, Darkcast.
Darkcast. The Darkcast Network is for all your independent, strange, paranormal, true crime, and horror podcasts. You know when we release episodes, so if you need a podcast to fill your void during the week, please go check out any of the great content creators over there at Darkcast Network. You can go to their website, www.darkcastnetwork.com. I was doing so good. Or you can go to their Instagram, Darkcast Network. They share their channels. They share us. They share plenty of things, so you can find a podcast fill for your week. Now, unfortunately, I do have some terrible news to bring to the podcast.
What is the news?
It's tough to say, but
Here it comes.
they are coming out with another Insidious.
Why?
I don't know, dude. I thought for sure they were going to be done with Insidious.
It's not Patrick Wilson directing it, is
I
it?
don't know, dude. I just know that it is approved, and they're talking like 2025, dude. That's so rushed. Red Door was what, 3? 23?
Yeah.
Come on, dude.
If it came out in 2030, that'd be too soon.
Came out in 2075. That would be too soon. Whenever we hear horror news, we want to keep you guys updated. As you know, as fans of the podcast, or if you don't know, we are now not fans of the Insidious franchise. They've carried on too far. Ironically, we're covering VHS in 85, and there's been a plethora of VHSs. This is just to cover our Shudder originals. We wanted to cover the more recent one, so we went with this one. We're not saying we're big fans of the VHS franchise as its whole, but I really feel like what we did with Late Night with the Devil a couple weeks ago, the original stuff needs to make a higher push. It just trends so much better in the horror world as far as just genuine conversations. We've watched a plethora of videos on Late Night with the Devil, and everybody's had a good time with it.
Yeah.
And anybody I talk to kind of agrees. And if you haven't checked it out yet, go check it out. Go check out our episode on it. But also just, yeah, man, we're looking for more original stuff. So reasons we don't cover a lot of the new movies that are coming out. Honestly, we don't give a fuck to watch them. A big problem with horror right now is people watch them like ironically, but they still get money. We don't want to back horror movies that we don't give a fuck about because they will continually make them. Shudder is free. I mean, basically, it's $6 a month. These are typically don't have theatrical releases. So really, I'd rather give my money to a platform like Shudder or AMC Plus to be able to watch these creators do their own things. I'm honestly kind of sick of these 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. And with the big horror franchises, those are going to happen. And typically I'll go see those. But unless it piques our interest, we're going to keep covering movies that we want to cover here on the J Squared Horror Podcast. So listen in and comment down below if you have any that we've never covered. We got some exciting things coming up in the next, hopefully week, definitely next month. So keep an eye on our social medias. Keep listening along on our episodes. We cover some stuff at the end where we also do our favorite kills and our favorite ratings almost every episode. So now we are going to get into VHS 85.
Yeah.
How did you feel going into it? I know that you unfortunately watched 94 as well.
I did.
And then I saw through looking at Shudder, I was like, fuck, there's a newer one. And that was the whole point in covering 94. I let you guys know on Instagram that we were changing it. So hopefully if you're planning to watch it, you still have an opportunity to before the episode comes out. But if you need to, you know where it's available. But how do you feel with 85 in comparison to 94? I mean, we did talk about covering it. Are you happy that we went 85 or should we have stuck to 94?
I'm happy we went 85.
Okay, cool.
Plus, I love 80s themed.
I do
horror.
too. And when I saw it was 85 and I watched that little bit of a trailer, I was like, this is more our vibe, man. Yeah. It's way more our vibe.
Especially VHSs, 80s.
Yeah. It just makes way more sense.
It makes more sense.
Yeah, I mean, 90s, sure.
Yeah.
A VHS Viral was an abomination of a movie. I've seen that one. That one's really bad. But yeah, I mean, VHS, when it came out, I remember the first two came out and I watched them straight.
Yeah.
No break in between. I watched VHS and VHS 2.
Okay.
Or I think that was what it was originally. It was VHS and VHS 2. Yeah, they didn't have the years yet.
Yeah.
And I got super spooked because it was just like, I was a bit younger. I mean, not super young, but still like I wasn't used to consuming that level in one night. I mean, that's a lot of different stories. It's not like 2 movies. It's like 10 movies.
I will say I'm ready for a VHS like 20.
Yeah.
Or like 19.
Yeah.
Something probably COVID related.
Yeah.
Just putting it out there.
That would be cool.
Wouldn't be a bad idea.
Especially, you have plenty of like TikTok viral kind of things you could do, which they kind of tried in viral, but it was horrible. They need to try it again.
And they will, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. But I'm excited to get into 85. I liked about 30%. 30% of the movies in this one. So
I would agree. I know the first one, it had me hooked.
That's the camp one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
This is 80s campsite.
Dude.
Feeling.
I was like, I started it. It did the fucking bullshit, fuzzy shit all the time. I was like, all right, let's get through this. I hate that about VHSs, like the movies, because I'm like it just looks.
It's VHS.
I know, I get it, but it's like camcorders. It's got to fuck up. It's got to make weird noises.
I like that it had like 80s commercials in it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was cool.
I love that.
Yeah, that nostalgia of that was really cool.
Yeah. But that very first one you start with,
it's just setting up a Crystal Lake vibe.
Yeah.
It is, man. Or even, you can go with numerous
Yeah, but I love he finds
campsite.
No trespassing sign.
I thought for sure it was going to say Crystal on his somewhere.
I did too.
Like I thought for sure it was going to say Crystal or Lake or something.
There we go. Now I'm home.
Yeah, I mean, I really thought that that's what was going to happen, but It almost said like it said Lake Evil, but it wasn't. It was like EVILC.
Yeah, and I was like, what the fuck is that?
Evic.
Yeah,
It's like he says it. He like almost reads it. It's
Yeah,
like, I don't know.
I don't like that.
But it's kind of funny because anybody and everybody's expecting it to say evil, and it doesn't. It's another letter.
Yeah, okay,
Carry on.
whatever that is. One thing I did not like about it, and this was maybe I'll say, my favorite one actually. Yeah,
This one. Yeah.
close second is another one, but we'll get to that. But
Yeah.
favorite one so far.
It's the first one. So I
Yeah.
hope so.
So far,
Movie
favorite
starts
one.
off weak if it's your least favorite out the
I
gate.
fucking hated how it started. Turned it off after that.
Which happens.
It does. But what I didn't like is, I missed it, but it never explains.
It doesn't.
Okay.
Even when they later on tie it in
Yeah, it's like,
with another.
I'm not going to tell you why.
Yeah.
But after, when they were getting shot and everything.
Dude, it was intense.
Chick's jaw gets fucking shot off.
The one thing I'll say about VHS, and this is through all of them that I've watched, is their practical use of stuff is always very good.
Through the roof.
Very good.
Love it.
They do good jobs of oh shit moments, which you need because they're so short. These are short little videos in a short movie. So each individual story has to, in some capacity, grab you. And I feel like they may not always kill it with the story or the reasoning, but god damn if they don't do it with the visuals.
That's like Scare Pack, we covered that.
Yeah.
It's like the lower level of VHS.
Yeah.
But
And, had its moments.
yeah.
It did. It had its moments.
Same with that type of found footage type thing, that anthology, you have to have something that pulls them.
Yeah.
The story usually is not going to do it.
Typically, no.
But
Because it's too short of an
the
amount of
gore
time.
and the effects. Also, another complaint I have. Then I'm done with complaints.
I'm sure we're not, but yeah.
Wasn't really tied in much.
Yeah.
Enough for me.
Yeah.
The overarching story was boring as fuck.
The overarching that tied those two together wasn't my favorite.
I was like, what is this?
Because it's like you have overarching a couple of times, I do believe, throughout this movie.
Yeah.
Also, don't like the super overarching one. With the,
With the
I
shit
don't
in the
like.
room or
I
whatever.
don't like that. Because that's what it always cuts to in between each story, and I'm just very confused by
It
that.
never
But
explains
we'll get
what
into
it
that.
is,
Yeah, yeah,
why it's there,
No.
why it ends with it.
No, and I think that you're coming out of the, as you guys know, with Late Night with the Devil that we covered, you're coming out of that mid-late 70s cult crazy into the honestly happier 80s, and of course 80s horror as a whole was it's the proud years of horror for a lot.
We're right in the mid 80s.
Right. For anybody that has an appreciation for overall horror, I feel like most of us can find home and comfort in the 80s. So covering VHS 85 just made sense for us.
And
we hate the 90s.
True. And I love that they drop little hints, like when they're in that first one, they're talking about Pet Cemetery.
Yeah, yeah.
He's like, what
This
is Pet
isn't fucking
Cemetery?
Pet Cemetery. Like, we're alive. It's crazy, though, because in this first one, it starts off as what you think is just going to be a cliche camp slasher.
Yeah.
You have a group of friends. You have the buff dumb jock. You have the couple. You have the brother that's awkward. And you have the other girl character and another guy character, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And then it's like, do not swim in this lake. And then it's like, fuck that. This is beautiful. We're not here to follow rules. We're obviously here to have a good time. It's the 80s.
Yeah.
We got short shorts, buff tank tops, and
we're to have fun and fun.
characters. Yeah, we're gonna smoke. We're gonna drink. We're gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
Don't know how they got the boat. That's not for me to figure out. Maybe they rented it. Maybe he owned it from another part of this magical lake. But you realize that this lake has magical tendencies.
Yeah.
Because they all get shot.
Makes you immortal.
Yeah, they all get shot and they die. They do die. And I was like really confused watching it because it's like, he like continues to talk, the buff one who got like shot 5 times. I'm pretty sure if I counted, it was like 3, 4, or 5. Right?
And you see it just boom.
Yeah.
Boom.
And dude,
he's gone.
Everything made it because his first one was like through the side and he kind of just knew to get the fuck out of Dodge. Everybody else is getting picked off because they're so confused. The girl that gets hit while water skiing would have been my sign to hit the fucking deck.
Yeah.
Because you hear multiple cracks. And it's very authentic to real gunfire, which a lot of movies do. But I feel like in this movie, they honed in on not only the crack of distance, but the snap, crack, and chaos of closeness, which made you feel like this is the beaches of Normandy, and the Germans are laying that shit down, because it's that utter confusion and seeing your best fucking friends just get clipped left and right. Girl on the skis, done. Pull her in, roll her over, blood in the water, hole in her chest. Holy fuck, I'm now processing that the clicks I heard were gunshots.
Yeah.
Then a chick takes one through the fucking jaw and then like through the fucking head. She's out. Dude man gets shot through the head, blood splatter. Dude man driving the boat, shot, down for the count. Cameraman's freaking out. He gets hit. Everybody dies. And you're like, kind of thinking, what was the fucking point of this?
Yeah, what's the point of the story?
Like, everybody's dead.
Where is this going?
I get it. And then like they start like coming to.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, this guy got shot enough times. Maybe not kill shots. Definitely hit a couple times. Because it was only the buff guy. Homegirl stands up with the jaw. I was like, oh, some crazy shit's going down.
Yeah.
I was like, she's not in shock. This is now something beyond that.
She has stood up like, oh, shit.
Yeah. She can't talk because her shit's all fucked up. But it's intense. It's still, once again, the practical that they used, the practical effect they used in this. And if it is, they did a good. I honestly don't believe it was CG. Maybe some of the blood. Even then, I don't think so. I think they went very heavy practical in this one. But you're like, okay, something crazy is going on. And they're like, yo, let's get back because we have some people on the land. And we want to check on them, which is one of the cameraman's sister and her boyfriend. And when they get there, they're fucked up in the tent. You don't get to see it, which I don't care about. I'm neither here nor there on that.
So did you immediately make the connection to
the water? I did not.
Okay.
Did you?
I did not. Until they said we were in the water, they weren't.
Because the thing that confused me is one of the other guys was still dead. So he got shot in the head, and I was like, but so did Homegirl.
He never got in the water.
I know, but I was like, when that scene happened, I was confused because I was like, these guys are all
is he dead? He's like, I don't know.
Yeah, don't leave him. He's not talking like we are. So
I'll assume he's dead.
Then you see this numerical number of 8 on the Roman numeral of 8 on the RV. And they're like,
it was 7.
7, sorry. 7. 7. And then they're like, ooh, did we, because they saw a truck and they're like, we don't know who the fuck that is. This looks weird. And then everything popped off, literally. And then they realized, that's like Jake said, they mentioned that Pet Cemetery shit. And the one guy's like, are we zombies? Are we Pet Cemetery? They're all like, no, we're all just, we died, but now we're alive.
Yeah, now we're talking.
The
we're
water.
Not zombies.
Like, and you have brain matter in your hair.
It's not
He's
normal.
Like pulling it out and freaking out.
But then you're right.
Oh, shit. Oh, this is gross.
All right, well.
And I wonder, my question in that is, do you think it stinks? Do you think you're smelling all those wounds?
100%. Because you're not dead.
You're not dead. You're very much your normal self post-death. But not zombies. And not Pet Cemetery.
But then, so my thought is, so are you now, from here on out, immortal?
Mm-hmm.
So you can never die now.
Because think about later.
True.
Yeah, it proves it.
Just imagine, for a fact, you can never die.
Yeah, but also you're going to have to find a damn good way to hide those wounds to get away with this whole invincibility. Because you're going to look fucked up.
Well,
Homegirl with the jaw?
She's done.
You just might as well just stay at the lake and swim.
Yeah, just be here.
We're going to leave you here.
I want you to haunt this lake. All right?
You are the fucked up face girl.
You are now the legend of this lake.
Whoa, did you hear about the fucked up face girl? They'll tell camp stories and campfire stories about
her.
her.
If you get shot like the chest or the stomach, you're good.
Buff guy's got it.
You still look the same.
The guy that got shot in the head can get away with it. The girl that got shot in the chest, she's fine. Jaw, done. Obviously, other people are dead. But then it ends, and they're like, can we find this guy from his license plate because they recorded it? And later on you find out, yes, they can. They have the ability to do that in the 80s, I guess.
Which confused me a lot.
Confused me a lot, too.
So it means one of them, went to the police station?
Had to go to, DMV.
I don't know. Who did you send?
I don't know.
Didn't send Jawgirl.
They had to send the buff guy. Because he just got clipped all up in the life preserver.
He was pulling his intestines out, just holding.
Oh, that's right. He was like, I can touch it. There's little things like that were cool. And then that was that one. The next one was the Hispanic one?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to tell you right now.
Keep it short.
Once I knew it was all subtitles, I was scrolling.
You were out.
I was like, check in. I'm scrolling. It's like news anchors. And I remember from the trailer that she's going to get something to fall on her.
Once that happened, I was out.
I was like, oh shit, it happened. And then
It
like
happened very early too.
it did happen quickly. And I was like, I'm kind of confused at the whole point in this. Long story short, they are experiencing the devil coming from below the earth that's causing earthquakes. And there are certain rescuers who are somehow a part of this cult of devil worshippers that kill their homies and eat their hearts. That's the second one. I did think that I was a little shocked that the girl got naked. You know, I was waiting for the infamous VHS titties. I got them.
You got them.
I got them.
Early on.
It wasn't my Hannah Fierman,
yeah.
but, you know, we'll do. We'll do.
I was just very,
I don't know what the point in that one was.
very confused.
It
and
didn't
on top
tie
of that,
in.
also very fucking uninterested.
But, I mean, it doesn't pique any of
And
our
it doesn't
interest.
tie to anything.
It didn't tie to anything other than the reporters that were in this story. So, like, one didn't like the other one. That's it. And the one survived. But it was like earthquakes in Mexico and devils. And, like, it more was like Aztecian. I guess that part's cool.
Yeah.
Because I feel like there's a lot of history that we probably just don't know.
Yeah.
Being,
Which is why it didn't interest us.
being, you know, I've watched Ancient Aliens a few times.
Okay.
But not this shit. But I didn't like that one. That's probably my least favorite one for sure.
Mine too.
And then the next one, what we got?
Next one. That was,
It couldn't have been the follow up to.
I think it was.
All right, so we got the follow up of what we realize now is a cult of family members. So we're carrying on the tradition of cultery, of weirdness, and you realize that this group of people kill to live a long, luscious white lifestyle. They are very much rich suburban white folk that kill. So I guess it kind of gives you a little bit of purge and a little bit of cult.
It made me think of Fear Street.
Fear Street, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That whole, you know, rich versus poor,
Yeah.
you know. There's a couple of good things that happen in this, and I only mean a couple. One being that she has the videotapes of her killing at the campsite. I was A-okay with the opposite POV of that. I'm so happy they did that. I love that it tied in directly to the first one from another camera angle, which made it all kind of make more sense, even though it doesn't make sense. What I did not like was the plot hole that we had mentioned at the end of the first one, which is how did they find them so quickly? And we don't know the timeline of things, but it couldn't have been that long. Obviously long enough for her to get the VHS tape to show her family. She got her 7 kills, which is the number 7. And you see a kid get a water gun, and they're like, where'd you get that? And you see an RV drive off. And right then I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I knew it was the same orange water gun.
Yeah, they gave them the tequila water gun. And at the time, I was just fucking stupid, and I was like, kids just shooting people with tequila. I did not. I forgot the water shit already.
That was my initial thought.
I forgot the water shit already because I just had to go through fucking earthquakes in Haiti to get here. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm sorry, Mexico. But yeah, I was like, okay. And it's real subtle. I did like that. They didn't focus too much time and energy onto the kid running around spraying people. Because even when you get to this point, she's showing it off, and then the cops show up. So obviously they've told the right authorities.
It makes sense they went to the police.
But dead?
I mean, not all of them,
But who? Once again, like, how are we covering this up here?
I think one of them just puts on some new clothes.
Like some new clothes? Yeah.
New clothes, and they go out there, they just pat their wounds up. or they say they were attacked.
Look, we were attacked.
They bring in homegirl with the jaw.
Yeah.
We were attacked.
We can't explain how she's still alive.
We'll take her to the hospital.
We'll get
first,
this checked out. But
we
check
have to do
this out. Check this video out.
And then they show them the plate. They track it down, go to the house.
Okay. It's starting to make a little more sense, I guess.
Guns ablazing.
Dude, I'm talking SWAT Team 6, SEAL Team 6, SWAT teams. We got all the fixins, and this family immediately goes purge. I mean, it's fucking crazy. They're breaking out guns from under the couch, take out as many, and it also reminded me of House of a Thousand Corpses, the second one. Okay. So what would that be? Devil's Rejects? No, there's the Devil's Reject. No, it's House of 1,000 and Devil's Rejects, right?
Yeah, then it's what?
Because
Three from Hell?
Yeah, 3 from Hell. So in that one, the family is having a shootout with the local police, and they're all fucking armored up and shit. But same concept. Obviously, different social classes,
100%.
which is cool. But obviously, this fucking would have happened 10, 12 years prior. But it's cool because, once again, you're working off of POV. You're working off of camera, so it's hectic. They're showing that they all get guns and they're not going down without a fight. Take out as many cops as you can, but make sure you die. The couple of people that got sprayed by water are now immortal. So the girl who was celebrating her like 16th birthday with these kills, her boyfriend was the one recording. He's like, "Hun, let's just give up." And she's like, "Nah." Shoots him, kills him. He didn't matter. Starts blazing up the cops. She gets shot 5 fucking times. Dies. And I'm like, okay, cool. This makes sense. She died. But the camera's sitting there too long.
Just watched her.
Fuck.
Yeah.
She's going to come back. And she like comes to, and she's confused as fuck. Takes out a couple more. And then shoots herself in the head because she was told by her mom, "Hey, your last option here is to use one on yourself."
Yeah.
She does it.
And comes right back.
right back too. And she gets taken away into custody, which I'm kind of pissed that was all we got from that one. I would have rather have gone on more with this story than that weird boy thing that we keep cutting to.
I wish that was just a full movie of that.
I could have handled the 2 tapes being one whole movie.
Yeah.
That would have been cool.
Need some backstory to where the water comes from.
Yeah.
Where the 7 cult thing comes from.
And maybe
what happens to her.
Maybe they could have somehow tied it into like the Aztec and shit. You know?
I wish in my mind it was 2 of the people from the original thing that came, or there were the ones that got her, and they were the ones that tortured her.
Yeah.
Making her relive it for the rest of her life.
Yeah.
Over and over and over again.
And I feel like the next one's got to be the crime one, right? How many were in this one?
Crime one. So
the emo kid?
I only can think of 4.
We're on our 4th one, right?
Yeah, and then
the emo kid.
Just the overarching one.
Oh, yeah, so that would be 5.
Yeah.
If you like 80s cop stuff, you'll love this one. If you like serial killers from the 80s, you'll like this one.
It wasn't like 80s cop stuff.
If you like emo, well, this is prior to emo. This is just gothic. This is gothic kid who has abilities. You'll enjoy this one. Didn't like the complete what happened. Little confused. This was one of the kids from It, the adult versions of the kids from It. He was in it. He's the dad.
That's why he looked familiar.
He's the dad from It, because I know somebody that's affiliated with It was a director in this, because it in the preview it was like It chapter 1 or 2. Like they had a bunch of big movies named.
Whenever I saw it, I think, why am I thinking of a more mild or timid version of this guy?
Yeah,
don't know where from.
He was the pill kid.
Yeah.
Stanley? No.
Fuck, who knows?
I don't know. We're not here for information.
Yeah.
We're here for conversation.
That kid.
That kid. You know if you know. If you don't figure it out, you can use IMDb. It's your best friend. I was okay with it being a cop story, but he did way too much. That didn't make sense. You're in a police station. There's no way you're getting as far as he did. I mean, it boded well to his abilities of being a murderer. Basically, there are murders that happen after a detective receives tapes of the murder. So he's like walking up to the house like, holy shit, I saw this in a horror flick I got the other day. And the other cop's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he's like, dude, I'm telling you. Walks in, he's like, this is her. And he's like, what? And you're sitting there like, I'm out.
Yeah,
this makes no fucking sense. VHS isn't known for the most, like we said, thought-based movies. It's quick, grab your attention one. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt on that. Magical kids and cameras, I guess it plays into VHS because of what happened in the original, like all of them probably. It's all based off of a specific maybe camera. Maybe that ties them all together. I'm not sure.
Whatever it was.
Whatever it was.
Boo.
Wasn't very good.
The fact that he has dreams and he can convert his dreams onto the camera,
The camera, like,
onto VHS tapes.
well, he sleeps and they go to the VHS because you saw it there. He's like, "Oh, I just dreamed this shit. I know how this is gonna end."
What the fuck are you talking about?
What's the time delay on this?
Yeah, like, dude, what?
5 seconds?
It must
it's
be.
It's got to be because he knows he's not going to die right then because the dad has to engage with the other cops. And I mean, 80s cops aren't known for their best work, especially in what appears to be a small town. How this one detective, who I actually liked, if I could have had a movie based on this detective, I wouldn't have hated it. Until he takes somebody he knows to a house and he knows that something's up. Your guard shouldn't be down in that moment.
He took the dad, right?
He took the dad because he's like, he stops and he's like, you know this place. And he's like, no, I don't. Then he has the evidence because you see him take a box of evidence to keep something. And it's the correlation of a lawsuit and the people involved in the lawsuit that equal these addresses. But his guard is too down. You know you have him against the fence. So I would have rather gotten to the house, gone inside, made sure everything was all hunky-dory, and then took him back to the station to get his kid and then confronted him because it's like, I have all the pieces. I made sure that this innocent people didn't die.
Yeah.
And then I went on to confront you in a realm where I know I have the upper hand. You had the upper hand the whole time, but decided to man-to-man talk to him because he was an ex-cop. They got in trouble for some shit and he knew it. But he's just openly telling him in a car. And he gets shot in the fucking head for it.
At night. With backup on the way.
Backup was fucking 20 seconds out,
Yeah.
dude.
Hold the conversation a little bit longer.
Horror Cop 101 is VHS 85, I guess, because the worst decision making, trying to what's the word I'm looking for? Reason. There we go. Reason with somebody when obviously they're fucked. Because if you made that correlation, the son has these fucked up dreams. Who else would be doing the killing? Not the fucking mom we've never seen.
Duh. Come on now.
At least to the dad. And he was in control because, I mean, obviously you didn't pat him down to have him in an interrogation, which I guess by law you would have to because a 16-year-old can't speak for himself. So, like, that part adds up. But then you take him off on this little adventure. Why bring him? I don't know.
Well, I think he was kind of dropping hints. I started using the camera. I found at home.
Yeah.
That my dad got.
Yeah. And it's funny because it's trying to almost like portray the, obviously it's playing off the, honestly, I feel like it's playing off of the, like that whole, what was it? Like Devil Fear. What was that shit called back in the 70s and 80s? Like everybody was scared of like gothic people and like Marilyn Manson in the 90s.
Yeah. I mean,
there's a title for it, but I can't think of it.
Kind of like on Stranger Things type of thing.
Yeah.
Is it?
But it's that.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's right there on the tip of my tongue, but I can't think of it. Whatever that fear is called, where you automatically assume because they're darker in their appearance and what they're into, and that they did it. And I also know from the Cecil Hotel, a metalhead was ostracized online for being the killer of the Asian girl that went missing.
Yeah.
And it ruined his entire career in life. They banned his YouTube. He got lost his record labels. And it was just because of, good old keyboard warriors saying that they know for a fact that he did it when he stayed at that hotel like 2 years prior to the woman ever being there.
Had to have been him.
But it's that fear. Like, it's people automatically assuming, I mean, obviously it's biased, but there's a specific name for it that we can't think of because it was all based off of like these metal, darker. It was a lot of devil play too, which, like you said, in Stranger Things, which a lot of you guys would know, Eddie Munson's character was that as well. He was immediately blamed for the death of the cheerleader because she was at his place and he was more dark. Did Dungeons and Dragons and wore leather vests. If that's the case, I'm fucked because I love wearing my leather vests with patches. Denim for me, not leather.
You were a suspect number one.
I am suspect number one. If you go missing, dude, I'm fucked.
Right here, guys.
I can't lose this podcast. No way. So that was that one. And he gets shot by his son in the head, which was that. I'll give him that. That was cool. Then you have the looping fucking bullshit science experiment gone horribly wrong. That was just an alien creature being obsessed with aerobics.
So it portrays like a documentary.
It portrays
from beginning to end.
Yep. As very much 80s documentary style science stuff.
Yeah. People coming out having interviews, the host walking out all the pictures behind it. It was very good for the time. It was
Very true to the time.
good. Yeah,
Yes.
it looked really good.
Yeah. Even the actors, like how they looked, how they talked,
Yeah,
it all seemed very authentic.
all their mannerisms. Yeah.
Very authentic.
Yeah, boring as fuck though.
It's so boring. It's like The Thing. They were just trying to do something like The Thing, I guess. And it was just not portrayed well.
What is this?
More portrayed like Splice, if you guys have ever seen that
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
weird ass tail movie.
It
Yeah.
made no sense.
It made fuck sense, dude. It was so
I
stupid.
don't know where he came from. Why the doctor was so
'Cause
obsessed with him.
one lady left and was like, I don't know why nobody else came with me because all of her people died.
Also, I don't know how to go from looking like a person.
To a fucking
First,
tentacle beast.
little boy. I thought at first.
No, it started as like almost like a cocooned little boy.
Yeah,
Or like almost like a wax little boy that wasn't finished.
yeah.
Then it just kept getting bigger, and it was like it's resembling somebody here. We all know who it is, but I couldn't pick up on it. Maybe it was the guy. Then it got kind of fat
Yeah.
looking.
It was Gary.
It was Gary? It
Yeah.
was starting to look like Gary?
Yeah, because they said look like Gary.
Yeah. And Gary's just a chunky Asian dude
Gary's
doing his
like-
best work.
What?
Is that what I look like, dude?
Exactly.
Gary was great. He dies. The lady dies. The guy dies.
Yeah,
and then
so-
the alien creature thing, demon thing, is using the bodies to recreate aerobics videos that he's been forced to watch. Made zero sense.
Probably the most 80s thing it could have been.
It could, I mean, they just went full sin 80s with
Yeah.
no basis, like,
None.
at all. No basis at all.
All they needed was fucking leg warmers on the body, and
I would have been solid.
That'd
Yeah. Or it to turn into something other than tentacles, man. But I guess 85, the thing came out in 82. I mean, it plays well. To the
Yeah.
time. It almost like it's like almost just like paying homage to it in some fucked up capacity of
Yeah,
shitty filmmaking.
I just didn't like it.
I didn't either. And like the blood didn't work, the hand scan. There's no fault. There's no fallback plan. You don't have a key.
Yeah, he said
kinda
you
stupid.
can't like override it. No, why the fuck
We're
not?
fucked. Yeah. Also, would have chosen 10 other rooms to hide in and lock the door because I don't think it would have gotten me in a
Yeah.
locked interrogation room. Or
I'm not
whatever.
going to sit right next to it and just watch
I'm
it,
not right next to this guy.
and then run back and forth, Tell me to not stop recording.
The one thing
I'm
that-
done.
What sucks is you get like such good kills in the shooting scene in the first one. Solid. So good. Some of the stuff that happens in the one we didn't like, solid.
Yeah,
What I didn't like is in the cop one, how this is supposed to be POV serial killer 80s, right? And I was so into it. If they would have just not had the fuzzy bullshit camera work, dude. Just like let me see these torture scenes happen, because it would have been like top tier, like torture porn, horror porn, fucking.
yeah.
I mean, it's not for everybody, and I get that, but VHS is beyond needing to fit the mold of like comfortability.
Yeah, it's on Shutter. Fuck it.
It's on Shutter, dude. Full fucking send. And you've done some fucked up shit in this movie already. I just didn't like how like every time it would like get super intense, it would get super fuzzy, then cut to the postpartum. They're all just chopped up on the bed. Still looked great. All the death and injuries did look great, but it's gotta be budget, and I understand that budgets, you can only go so far with it, and especially FX, because you realize that FX takes time. If you fuck it up, you have to redo it and like figure out ways to. And that's why they go so digital nowadays. Is because of that. They'd rather spend the money elsewhere than on FX and reshoots.
Yeah, that makes
And
sense.
it sucks because it's taking away from like what most horror fans enjoy and love.
The only thing I liked about the end of the overarching story is when the thing has its tentacle wrapped around Gary's leg.
Mm-hmm.
He's like telling him it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Then it gets to his chest.
Yeah.
He doesn't. Fuck him. Let him go.
Like trying to comfort Gary, gets around his chest and they're like, we couldn't get it off his leg.
All right, Gary, you're fucked.
You're fucked, dude. Bye. Right into the room.
I would have ran immediately.
Oh yeah, I'm gone. I'm not sticking around to see the lady die or nothing else.
No.
All right. So did we get favorite kills from each one or just favorite overall kill?
Let's see overall.
Overall favorite kill. What's yours?
Overall favorite kill, either it's not like a kill technically, is homegirl getting her jaw shot off.
Yeah.
I guess when she originally dies, it's a kill technically, but yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a kill because she has to die.
Yeah, I
in order
like
to be
when she got
reincarnated.
shot first and it took her jaw.
Yeah,
She kind of like stands there for
And
a
looks
second.
at him.
And she- and yeah. So I loved that.
Yeah.
Love how it looked. love the reaction from her. It was good. Also, I loved her demeanor afterwards, like knowing I am just fucked.
Yeah.
And she had to look. Is it? Don't look. You're good. You're good.
You do not want to look at this. Okay.
What about you?
Ah, man. This is gonna sound horrible. It's from our least favorite one.
Okay.
I like the head rescuer with the metal going through him, and then he gets his fucking head bashed in by the girl.
Oh, okay.
I like the whole sequence of her having to kill somebody that she cared for, and it was just I feel like it visually was done very well because he was just like, dude, I'm not gonna fucking make it. All right, I got rebar through me.
Yeah.
The world is falling down around us. Can you just fucking kill me? And she does, but also it's brutal because she uses like a fucking fireman's fucking crowbar thing, and it's right to the fucking head, and it doesn't cut. It's right there for you to see.
Yeah.
So like I may have hated that story, but I did enjoy.
I thought it was going to cut. I was like, oh shit, it did.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I give that one my nod because usually the camera would have like fuzzed right then, but it was just like, and he's just dead.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I'm
God damn, like that was intense because she's like it's a real. It also has emotion behind it because she didn't want to do it.
Yeah,
and but what's fucked up is like a room full of 5 dudes is like, you're gonna do it, girl.
Yeah,
it makes no sense.
All right, whatever.
I guess you find out later why because she ends up being some demoness fucking person or something. But yeah, that's what I would give it. Ratings. We're gonna do. I guess we kind of already did it. I guess we can't do overall. It's individual stories.
I mean, you can, Howard, overall.
All right, overall.
Or you want to rank them?
Overall, based
on
VHS and based. Let's just go off of anthologies.
Okay.
You know, found footage anthologies. How does VHS 85 as a completed anthology do for you on a scale from 1 to 10?
On a scale from 1 to 10, VHS 85 is a 5.
Nice. It's right there in the middle.
Right in the middle.
Yep.
What about you?
Fuck, man. I would say like no higher than a 6, but gut's telling me 5 as well. I'm gonna agree with you on this one. I don't have enough to give it anything higher than a mediocre film.
Yeah.
If anybody ever wanted to watch an anthology 80s style movie, I'll put this one on for sure. It's not bad.
If there was a final, I guess, short film that gave me a resolution
to the whole 7,
to the 7 in the water thing, I think
it would be high.
It'd be like a 7.
Yeah,
no pun intended there.
If the overall arcing wasn't this bullshit tentacle monster, and it was the 2 other films we had, but a final to that, yeah, it'd be up there if they did it well.
That should have been the overarching thing.
It should have because there was more movies on it.
Yeah,
like more individual stories on it.
That makes more sense.
Makes way more sense. But it's a VHS. They don't give a fuck.
And also, you could have tied in the kid and his dreams and the cop and all that to that.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah, so why?
It's all some weird majestical thing.
Yeah, what's this alien bullshit?
I don't know. I do not know, bud. Maybe it fell into the water. That's where they found it.
Yeah, maybe it was the cause of the water.
It could have been, but that would have been
you
once
should have
again
explained that.
That would have been the final tape.
Yeah, that would have made more sense.
Because even if the bullshit tentacle one existed, just give me a number 6. Go a little bit.
Yeah, give me one more.
Just one more short one. Interrogation, photos of shit. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a boy found at this lake. Boom. Done.
There you go.
We know how to figure out movies
It's
here
all
at the
figured
J-Squared
out
Horror
here.
Podcast.
Yeah.
You know, if there's one thing we know how to do is solve your shitty movie.
Yeah, we'll do VHS 86.
Yeah, we'll do VHS 85 continued. We'll do a recap. Yeah, no. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't the worst watch in the world.
No.
I think it's better than the first one, honestly. We really didn't like the first one once we watched it. I think the second one was better.
We thought it was a different movie.
We thought it was a completely different movie other than my Hannah Fierman one. Yeah, man. Fuck. That was quick.
Yeah.
I don't know how we can cover 5 individual movies in under an hour, but one movie, fucking.
When we
have to cut it off.
No information in it.
We have to cut it off because we're going too long.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. Okay.
But once again, genuine conversation leads to genuine time. That's as long as we can talk about this 5. Man, yeah. If you care to let us know your favorite story or your favorite movie from this one, please comment down below on YouTube. You can comment on Instagram. Comments help our algorithm, if you will, on the YouTubes. Likes, comments, shares. Hit the bell if you do subscribe. Next week, we had originally had a final to our Shudder originals, but we're kind of leaning away from that. We will see. We got some things in the work right now, so just keep your eyes peeped on the Instagram for sure. I'll let you know if we decide to continue and just polish off our Shudder original month, or we might have ended it with this one. We are thinking the contest is going to be a collection of things, so keep listening in. We're going to get to work on that idea here shortly. Let us know if you guys have any ideas of how you would like to compete for 2 weekend passes to the Tidewater Horror Convention. That is 2 weekend passes to the Tidewater Horror Convention. It's all 3 days for you and a special person.
Should we do horror trivia or like J Squared horror trivia?
I would like to do both, but I also would want to I'd have to have it to where I can see them. So it'd have to be a video. Or what I also was thinking is like have them call into the show and have to answer 5 questions.
On the spot.
Like pick a day, pick a time where we can both get together, sit by our phone and just, almost have like a bullshit episode of just nothingness. Yeah. And then just have people call in and have to answer. Or we could trivia ourselves, like do the card game, maybe something like that. Yeah. Where it's just like
they just pick whoever you think is going to win.
Oh, we could probably look into StreamYard and like look at a live. We could do a live, like our first ever live. Have people have to watch it and then they can call in and we can do the damn thing. Yeah. I want it to be an event. We're not the richest guys in the world, and this is, multiple dollars here. And also we want it to be fun. We want it to be inclusive, and we want it to make sense to our podcast. Of course, you can like, comment, subscribe, share. That's going to be a part of it. Yeah. That will get you entered in to be on this here idea. We will button that up, and I'm guessing probably by next week, we will have our final idea of how we want to compete. Obviously, that'll be posted after next week's episode on social media, so make sure to follow along, like we said, Instagram. And our website will definitely have it. If you want to just purchase tickets to the Tidewater Horror Convention, you don't want to look it up, go to our website. A pop-up pops up, and you can actually click the link, go right to their website, and buy tickets to support some amazing guys that we've had the pleasure of getting to know for over a year now. Yeah. There might be some exciting news coming up with J Squared and the Tidewater Horror Convention, but keep your ears peeled for that. And don't know what we're covering next week. We will let you know. Mm-hmm. We did the rating, did our favorite kills. No idea what we're covering next week. All right, we're getting all the boxes checked in.
Yeah, time to wrap this
thing up. I'm trying to just milk it to 50. As always, a humongous shout out to all of our main supporters. Jeff Balance, who does our design work. It's amazing. It looks great. We're actually in the process of potentially updating our background. So if you guys want to know and let us know how we can make this look more cool and entertaining, other than a sign that we bought, that we got donated to us a couple years ago by my mom. Anybody that's like a OG fan will know the specialness of that there statement. Let us know how we can make it look cooler. If you want to donate some stuff to us to put on the wall behind us, we'll gladly take it and put it into our next updated studio. A humongous shout out to Lucky Riggs. He did our intro and our outro music pro bono. Did it for free. He just likes making great music. He's in some great local bands. Local to the 757, keeping an ear out for the band Sea of Souls. I know he's in a couple other projects. He's a great guy, great friend of mine, and just did some amazing musical work for us. A humongous shout out to Mr. Jake Devine. Great friend, great host, man. That's all I can say. Anything you want to add to the outro here, bud?
No, there is not.
Oh, right. Fuck you. He doesn't love me like I love him. Yeah, this is fun. This is exciting. Comment down below. Go to our website if you want any episode ideas. We're trying to button up next month right now. So if you guys give us some ideas, we might change it up. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the J Squared Horror Podcast. My name's Josh.
And I'm Jake.
You guys have a great week. And always remember, it's hip to be squared.